Hello and welcome to the 6th round of the Formula FG Championship here from the A1 ring in Austria. Today is very special. I am joined in the commentary box by James McNamara.
Hey, how are you doing?
And also in a first for our commentary team, we've got a pit lane roving reporter who is 2KF1 member Nathan Corns.
Yeah, mate.
Now, so he'll be down in the pit lane during the race and he'll add some insightful commentary along the way if possible. Nonetheless, a very interesting qualifying session that we had this morning. We had Jack Hunsley take pole from Pablo Deal by just a tad under a tenth of a second. How did you think qualifying went, James?
It was pretty interesting. I'm actually impressed by the efforts of seeders with Zimboro in 3rd spot and Omar Said taking 8th place. That's a really impressive job from those guys.
Indeed. I was also impressed. Manolis Sigulakis, a fantastic effort to get himself into 6th. He's been not in the greatest form recently, so perhaps it could be his day. 2KF1 also had a good effort to get to 7th and 9th. But possibly the biggest news ahead of this round was the new Evo GPs.
Yes, Ben Nutzer recently took over the team and Online Martini Racing has joined Evo GP for the time being.
So yes, it's be interesting to see how they can progress in the race. They've obviously done a lot of work to get the cars ready, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Nonetheless, 75% race distance here today on the A1 ring. It's going to be a dry one. So once again, all you Dutchmen out there, maybe a tricky race, but nonetheless, we'll see what happens. Here we go, round 6 will be underway. And here we are on the grid in Austria. 53 laps ahead of us, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're underway. The cars making their way up the hill to the first corner now.
Waller shuffling back in the mid-pack.
And through around the outside, that would have to be Deal. Gets ahead of Hunsley.
Look at that, he's already pulled 5 car lengths ahead of everyone else.
One of the seeders in the background having a look at Sigulakis. Whichever seeders it is, they've gone backwards.
Yeah, I think there was 4 who lost a bunch of spots.
Yes, the telemetry showing that indeed. Werner up into 9th. I believe Saeed has gone up as well, up a position.
Judging by the telemetry, I think he did, because I saw Kieran and then gone up to 8th spot. And Deal, he's just running away. He's already 1.4 seconds ahead of Hunsley.
A good effort so far, but a long way to go.
As we complete the first lap, looks like Pablo Dios get the fastest standing start as Aiden Kieran goes up the inside of one of the seeders.
That's Foro with the pink helmet, very hard to miss him. A lot of movement in the background into the first corner. Foro not done with though.
Insane, he's
we've got 2 rows of going 2 wide. McNamara going 3 wide in the background.
Going up the hill, that's not a good idea.
Karenan's there. Berner's moved up. McNamara's still going side by side with Foro.
And Engbrink's looking like he wants a piece of that as well.
Engbrink so far he's doing not too badly. He's up I think 1 position or so.
Back on board with Deal looking back.
So we've lost Foro out of the top 3. He's dropped back while here's Engbrink there. I think he's just moved himself into 10th. Yes, he has. So really not fantastic for Foro so far. He's dropped himself down 8 positions. Yeah. Here's one of the new Evo GPs. That is Dimas.
Sporting new Online Martini Racing colours. And he's under fire from one of the monsters. That'd be Checo.
It'd have to be. Thankfully, Tom Barrett has got himself a helmet this weekend, I do believe.
Here we go.
Whoop. Ockelsager, there was a bit of smoke coming from the back of his car. Seems to be fine. He's going past his teammate. He's not going past his teammate. Still sporting the Canadian flag.
It looks like Berner's gotten past Kerrinan.
Indeed he has. Actually, Berner was behind just one of the BRTs then. Has there been a problem for Utsa, perhaps?
We shall see.
Barrett has fallen back, so has Nowak. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Both of them may have gone off the circuit. Deal still putting in... Oh, hello. Rinyaho puts in fastest lap of the race.
1:11.592. It's not far off qualifying pace.
Yep, here we go. Utsa is down in 6th position, so he's fallen back.
And he's going to be coming under fire from Berner, Kerrinan and McNamara.
Definitely Berner at the moment. Kerrinan and Berner still having a battle. Utsa's going to want to get out of it, not be there. He has pulled away half a second in the first sector though.
Oh, Hunsley Rinyaho's caught up as well.
Here's Nowak at the back of the field.
Seems to be struggling a little bit. Like the rest of the field's pulling away. Hasn't been the best of days for Nowak so far.
Been one of those days for him again, starting on the back of the grid. 7/10 off pole. Here's Rinyaho on his teammate. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Rinyaho's had the pleasure of beating Hunsley to the finish before during the season, and he's just made it a lot easier for himself. Fantastic move up the inside of his British teammate.
Indeed it was, while seeing the fastest lap.
Rinyaho driving well today.
Oh, look at that. That was Nowak, I think, giving it Harvey a tap there. Ooh.
Oh, hello.
They're still going about it.
What's happened there? So here we go.
Nowak looking up on the inside.
He's up a while.
Ooh.
They both spin.
And
Nowak tries to get back around and they both end up hitting each other.
That's something you don't see every day.
At this level, very weird to see drivers making mistakes like that. Nonetheless, it's just made their day a hell of a lot harder. They're a little massive distance behind Tom Barrett. Here he is, we'll see. Sporting his new helmet, indeed he is.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Back to the front, McNamara has got Engbrink all over the back of him.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough,
it looks like he's gone for a move on the inside. Not quite. It looks
yeah,
like
Berner has fallen back to 10th somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the past couple of laps, he has fallen back. So that's an interesting point there. Hello,
Dimas. Off the track at turns 8 and 9. What's happened here?
Has he had a hand from anyone? I don't think so.
No, looks like he just ran straight off. Oh, hello. At least the sand trap did its job.
We'll get the onboard here. Yep, just ran it wide. Took a little bit too much into the final corner. Easy as that. He gets going again though.
Fucking 20th spot.
Interestingly enough here, there's been a pit call. Yeah, Rob Sharp is in the pits now for Evo GP, so I'm not sure if there's a problem for him. There might have been. But that's...
It's just gone in for a scheduled stop, possibly. 7.3, there must have been some changes.
We've got some news from the pit lane. Nathan, can you tell us anything just then?
Turns out Sharp has had an electrical problem.
Rightio, so they've seemingly got it fixed down at Evo GP. It's going to make it very hard for him today, though. An electrical problem is not what they wanted. Nonetheless, back to the front of the field, here's Deal.
And Renyaho's catching him in a rate of knots. I saw him cut 5/10 just in that last sector.
Oh, one of the Vipers has gone off. You could hear it. That was Ockelsager, I do believe. Indeed, he's had a bump on the fence.
Is he gonna get it out to there?
The marshals haven't come out to retrieve him, so he's gone and go. Oh,
yeah.
Well, he could be in there a while at this rate.
Well, he's still learning the car. It's only his second race, really.
Yeah, of course, he had a fantastic debut in Spain, getting into the points.
Back on board with Harvey.
Here's Borrow.
Oh, he's run wide.
He's kept it on the track somehow. He went a long way over the rumble strip, but he's kept it on the track. He's kept it going. So he's still got a chance this race.
He's maintained position too. It's always a good thing.
Now, Berner has moved back into 11th, it seems.
Indeed he has. Renyaho, oh, he's catching up to Deal really quick. Charco, 15th spot.
Engbrink has moved up. Dovizioso is into 10th, in fact. So a good effort there from the Elite 2 driver.
Back following Renyaho.
He's down to 9/10 of a second behind Deal. It's now 0.7, sorry, of a second behind Deal.
There we go, confirmation. So within a couple of laps you could see he might be overtaking the lead. Now Dovizioso, 10th spot.
We're starting to approach 1/5 the race distance.
Already we're seeing quite a few things happen all over the place.
Indeed. Of course, we'll start to expect in about.
Oh, hello, Berner's off the track.
Berner's a long way off the track. A lot of people are making mistakes at that second final corner, going a bit too wide and ending up a long way off. There was someone else locking up as well.
Yeah. But from 11th place, Berner's not really having a good time out there. It looks like he's going to make it back on the track. Like grass is so slippery over there. Ooh.
Ockelsager off again.
Turn 5. That's a bad spot to go off, but he's on the track again. A long way back.
Not sure about you, James, but I'm sort of thinking the only way he's going to get any positions today from 22nd is if they retire in front of him, because he's a long way behind Sharp. He's a long way behind Berner. Here we go, Renyaho, right on the back of Deal.
Could potentially go for an overtake here, actually.
Of course, he did it up the inside, down to turn 1 before.
Ooh, he's very close. On board with Deal, is he going to make it? No, quite missed.
Good to see that we didn't have a repeat of Noack and Harvey.
Well, that would have been ugly. Speaking of which...
Yep, speak of the devil, here's Harvey.
A little bit unsettled there through that part of the course. Nevertheless, yellow flag's out. Looks like that was at turn 8 again.
Someone's possibly just gone off.
Nevertheless, we're back to green.
Doesn't seem to have made a big difference.
It was Renyaho, still all over the back of Deal. And now, ooh, big lock up coming towards turn 2. Barrett's catching up to him. 14th and 15th spot. Here's Renyaho, he's looking to overtake again. Diggle knows it, he's covering.
Ooh. Very, very aggressive defense there.
And
That's caused Rinyaho to lose speed onto the straight, and Hunsley's there. Now, if they're not careful, Sigulakis is going to be onto it soon. Saeed isn't too far away.
this could be an interesting fight for the leader if things go the way they're going.
And we're also
Ooh.
Andy Black. Oh, there was a wheel in the background. Here's Black and Foro. Could this be the worst possible situation?
Up the inside goes Black. Can't quite see it.
We'll have to look at that again. We'll look on board with Andy Black up the inside. Yep.
Going for it. Ooh, oh, wheel
Whoa.
to wheel contact there. Foro was launching over there.
We'll have a look from Foro's view.
So he was trying to cover that for a sec, but thinks otherwise.
Gives himself some room.
Ooh.
Black just completely runs wide. And that's the end of Foro's day, because, like I said, there was
Wheels flying.
a wheel in the background. And as you can see right there, Foro missing a right rear wheel.
And his rear wing, so there's no way he's continuing.
Massive shame for the Cedars driver. And Werner's out with transmission as well. So all of a sudden, this race possibly has become Imola Mark II. Very much a case of keep driving. Here's Ockelsager. He's going to end up getting a couple of positions by default. He might end up getting past his teammate as well, who of course is driving with no front wing. We'll try to find him. Here he is now. He's still going around in 14th, but he's going to have to make a pit stop as soon as he can, as he gets overtaken by Brilliant Dimas.
Yeah, there's no way that you can continue the front wings when you're losing at least 5 seconds.
Indeed. Nonetheless, here's Rinyaho. He was up alongside Deal. You can see in the mirrors as well. Hunsley's right there. Black into the pit lane.
It's turned to a 3-horse race for the Black.
Well, you say that, I'm pretty sure Sigulakis is right on the back of Hunsley as well, so it's a 4-horse race.
Well, would you look at that? There's confirmation Andy Black's in the pits. And Sigulakis, yes, he's caught up. Said's in for a potential join as well. Meanwhile, Benutsu in 6th spot. Karen's in his own role at 7th.
Rinyaho was having a look up the inside there. I'm not sure if it's worked out. No, it hasn't.
Still 2nd place, but he's looking to go for it again.
He's got himself a long way up this time, surely.
Is he gonna
Will he have a
make
look?
it?
Nope.
No.
Not far enough. Harvey, though. Round the back of the circuit, through the infield section.
Yeah, in 16th spot. Hasn't really been the best of days for him.
No, Apex started a long way behind, and well, they're only just starting to get forwards now.
Yes. Best they could hope for is just to keep pushing. Meanwhile, back on board with Deal. Rinyaho, Hunsley, Sigulakis, all in a tight group there. Said's on the way as well.
Indeed, Utz is not too far behind. Karen and McNamara there. Engbrink is his push forwards is sort of stalled.
And the Pizioso in 10th spot as well. So it's pretty evenly spread in the top 10. Now following Hunsley. Rinyaho still looking to get past.
Rinyaho will have another look up the straight. Here we go, on board.
I don't think it's going to be quite close enough. He's covering. That's a bit aggressive.
Aggressive again, moving back to the line.
They've lost a lot of speed off of that. And up towards turn 2. His teammate didn't really get a good drive off the corner either. Sigulakis is caught up. Harvey is 16. Oh, that was a little untidy through turns 8 and 9.
Extremely. He's lost himself quite a lot of speed there.
And looks like Charco's catching up to him as well, but just bragging rights at this point. Back following Rinyo Ho. It's pretty much stall within. Oh, he's catching back up again actually. It's now 4/10 of a second. Looks like it'd be closer. Oh, hang on. Looking for the inside. Not quite.
Can't quite find a way past. Definitely has the speed today, Rinyo Ho, but just can't find that last little bit just to get past.
It's
Taking a very shallow line, both of them, but he's a lot closer, Rinyo Ho, than he has been on other occasions. He's now going to move alongside Deal.
looking around the outside as they head towards turn 2. Not going to happen.
Unless I'm otherwise mistaken, James, I am pretty sure that the Lamborghini engine holds around 3 horsepower more than the Toyota in a race situation. That's what's hurting Rinyo Ho. He wants to move past, but the moment he moves out of the slipstream, he just can't. He doesn't have enough power to get past.
Yeah, those Lamborghini engines are very powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah, following Huntley again.
Quickly, we've got news from Nathan in the pit lane.
First round of pit stops in a few laps.
Thanks, Nathan. So there we go. We're expecting the round of pit stops to begin very soon.
And Rinyo, oh, looked like there was a bit of a tap and deals off the track at turn 8. Spins it around and Sigulakis is in there as well.
We'll have a look at that.
Can you believe it? This race is going off.
It has just heated up immensely. Was there anything? Yes,
Oh,
there was.
yes,
There was quite
a
a.
tap.
There was quite a large one. Deal goes flying off. Sigulakis. Huntley was having a look at his teammate.
Unbelievable. And
Here's Huntley.
Sigulakis is going up the inside.
Will he be able to do it on the DTK? He's still there.
Oh, Huntley runs wide.
Huntley runs a long way wide, and that might just be enough. Here's Saeed.
Saints looking to make
He's
it.
going to go. He's going to pass Sigulakis really very easily.
It looks like he wants to have a piece of Huntley as well.
Can't quite do it. And the Sloth gets into a podium position.
Look at that. Ben Utsu's up into 5th, right up the back. Karenen's up there as well. Matt Namara's catching up.
Engberink, Dovizioso, and Rautavaara has found himself into 10th all of a sudden.
Jumped up 9 spots from his starting position. That's impressive, and deals back down to 16th. What a shame for that guy.
So with pit stops just around the corner, we've had a massive moment in the race. Rinyo Ho and Deal collide.
And Rinho's just running away with it at the moment. He's already up to 2.4 seconds ahead of his teammate. Oh, crikey. Just following Uncle Saviour. And new fastest lap for Rinyo Ho, 1:11.374.
You have to expect now. Clear track. Rinyo Ho's going to have to walk. He's going to be able to unleash his car completely. It's Huntley that you want to be watching. There's Saeed. He seems to drop Sigulakis a little bit. Harvey across the rumble strip.
Everyone at the front seems to have spread out a little bit. So they're only getting their own space. It's nice to see Rautavaara make the top 10 though. He's had bad luck.
That entire team's had bad luck, of course. Daniel Harvey running very strongly in Spain and speared off at one point. Didn't really help his cause.
Like I will with Saeed. Probably in a better spot where he'd normally be. He's sort of stagnated with Sigulakis. Towards the end of the course was 17 laps out of 53. So about a third of the way through this race.
Rinyo Ho is in the pits for DTK. So, as our man in the pit lane said before, Nathan Corns, he said, very soon, round of pit stops. That has now happened. Rinyo Ho's in, Engberink is in. Now it gets really interesting indeed.
So we get to see what strategy would work best for this race.
You'd have to say it's the two stoppers at the moment.
But as we've seen in the past, we have seen one stops that have yielded good results. As Steele's really pushing hard and pushing too hard.
And he's off at the final corner. He loses a position.
Unbelievable.
He's going to lose another one. That was one of the Evo GPs, one of the OMR Evo GPs.
As he tries to get back on the track, probably back down in 18th position.
If he's not careful, he's not that far ahead of Hunsley. He might end up battling with Hunsley again, but he'll be battling to stay
on the lead lap. So, following Okusega again, 20th spot. He may have to be careful, otherwise he's going to get lapped too. But for the moment, just maintaining the lead lap. Back on board with Sane. Looks like he's in the water of his own.
He's got himself 1.7 seconds to Sigalakis, but while that's all good and fine and whatnot, he's 2.3 behind Hunsley, 2.4 now. So he's losing time. Sigalakis is running at the same speed as Hunsley.
It looks like Matt Namara is catching up to his teammate as well. And hello, that's one of the monsters.
That's Barrett. He's holding Rinyaho behind him. That could be incredibly important. You have to wonder, have DTK made a mistake? Have they brought Rautavar in at the wrong time? Because if he's stuck behind Barrett for too long, he's gonna come back in a position that he wasn't in before.
I'd just like to beg your pardon for a second. That was Rinyaho, not Rautavara.
No, the other Finn.
Yeah. You got the right country there, but yeah, that's not going to be good. If he stays behind there for too long, he's going to be in trouble.
He'll probably end up a long way back. The 2KF1's moving. They're moving a lot quicker. Here's Rinyaho. He's going to have a look at Barrett. No.
Not quite yet.
Probably at the end of this straight. That Toyota engine should have the power over the Mercedes in the back of the Monster. He'll have a look. He's a long way up the inside. Barrett, though, he's not having any of it. And so Rinyaho is still struggling to get past people here on the A1 ring.
Well, let's not forget this. Fighting for position, Barrett does not have to move out of the way.
Exactly. Look, it could be very handy, and at the end of the day, this could be really good for Tom Barrett for the next few races. Some good confidence, being able to show what he can do.
In holding off the DT case is doing that, and locking up's not what you want to do. But he's still hanging on to 10th spot, which is very nice because it's a points position. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. No, Rinyaho's not gone through yet. Hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Oh boy. One of the OMR Evo GPs behind as well. And up the inside. Quite there yet. And Mercedes. Ooh, locking up big time towards turn 2. Just keeps it on the track. But Sigalakis is about 1 second away. He's catching him real quick. And Ben Utz's in there, and the 2KF1 boys are catching as well. He's got to be careful.
Rinyaho has gotten past Barrett, but he wasted a lot of laps doing so, and that could be extremely hard for him to get that time back.
Meanwhile, Hunsley is pulling away from Sane. It's up to 3.6 seconds ahead.
Quite a lot, about half the field seems to have pitted.
Sigalakis is still catching. He's actually 8 tenths of a second behind Sane now. So it's really catching, and Utsu's following close pursuit as well.
that would be Davizioso, I do believe, behind the 2KF1 cars as well. Here's Deal. He's down in 18th. It's just, well, he's got to get himself into a good frame of mind, get himself into a good rhythm.
Yeah, despite speeding off, he has been known to come back a few spots.
Exactly. And with 30 odd laps to go,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and there's no reason why he can't get himself into a low point scoring position. But if he can do that, that'll be fantastic driving to be able to pull off such a recovery effort going off the track twice.
It's not exactly what you want to do. Meanwhile, Silaki's sort of catching him slowly now. It's within 1 second of say. There you go, 8/10 of a second. Meanwhile, Hunsley's just pulling away. Looks like he's catching up to the last of the pack. That'll probably be Okasaga.
It would be, yep.
And there he is, confirmation.
Okasaga 66 seconds behind the leader. The time for a pole position was 1 minute 10. So anywhere around a minute 12 behind the leader will mean that he's under. He should almost be lapped.
Indeed so. Davizioso is catching up with the rest of the guys in the top 6. Now 1.3 seconds behind.
Now we'll get our pit lane reporter to give us his verdict, but what do you think, James? I think that this top 6, I don't think they're two-stopping.
No, it looks like they're going to go for a one-stop strategy at this point, but we have seen late two-stops, so we'll see what happens.
Indeed. Though, of course, it could be, well, the track length and the distance of the race, of course, is very similar to Interlagos, and Interlagos we saw one-stop and two-stop.
Yes, it's anyone's guess at this point, but most likely it's going to be one-stops for most of these guys. So at the moment, following Sigalakis, he's almost on the back of Sane at this point. Pablo Deal, down 18th.
Oh, he's off again. Third time's a charm. And he'll get going again. I have to say, I don't think he's going to be making any amazing saves now. I think he's about to go a lap down.
Yes, indeed he is. I think Hunsley's just gone through.
He's got the blue flags out for him.
Would you believe that? When's he going to get back on? Okay.
He gets back on. He's not exactly 100%. He's gone off again. So technically that's a.
Oh! Rautavaara just straight into him. That was not a very safe entry back.
That was massive shame there. Here's Rautavaara. He's coming around. He would have been told on the radio. Deal's sort of going around, and
straight on. Nowhere to go.
You would have had no idea what was happening with Deal. Deal coming on. Deal would have had no idea Rautavaara was even there. Somebody's hit the wheel.
And that
was Rinyaho, so that's ruined his race. I would say he'll have to come in to pit again.
That is just unbelievable. The race has turned up the heat again. Two of the top guys in the championship, potential problems.
And I just heard on the radio that indeed Rinyaho is going to be in the pits at the end of this lap, but that has absolutely decimated this race now.
And there's Tom Barrett. He's gone up to 9th. Demas is looking to get some points as well.
Harvey now is the lone running Apex car. There's Engbrink. He's pitted now. We'll have a look back. We'll see. The 2KF1s don't seem to be coming in yet.
Nope, Davizioso still there.
Sigalakis though.
Right up the back of Sade. Looking to overtake in the next few laps. And
Noak goes past Rinyaho.
it's just an absolute shame for Rinyaho. Leading the race early on, coming to the pits, and then all of a sudden having a wheel knock off his wing.
Yes, indeed. It's a horrible shame for him. You have to ask if DTK kept him thoroughly informed of what just happened. Of course, they may not have known of the collision that had occurred.
And now Rinyaho's in the pits.
Rinyaho into the pits. There you go. Huge shame for him.
Yeah. And we've only just gone just about half distance in this race. We've already seen 3 retirements.
And 2 of which really shouldn't have happened. 2 of which were of no fault of the drivers that retired.
No, Burner with transmission problems.
Well, 2 collisions that were caused by I don't know about you, but Deal definitely caused the incident with Radavara, and I feel that Black was possibly a bit too over-optimistic on Foro.
Yeah, taking too much real estate in the exit of the corner.
Just pushed himself a bit too wide, and that caused a large collision with the Cedars driver. Nonetheless, it has been a very interesting race to see who can survive. Lots of collisions, lots of sliding off tracks, and a few retirements because of it. Here we go. Rinyaho just happens to be behind his teammate. The problem is that he's a lap down.
Down in 18th position. But at least he's still going. He could still potentially get something out of this. And all the same, should have Sigalakis all over the back of him. You can see it in the mirrors actually. Right there. Right on the straight. I think he's 20.
Sigalakis 0.6 of a second behind. He's kept that constant. He might be looking for a good run onto the second straight here, and he might close up a little bit more.
But he is starting to slide back slightly, so he may have used up his tyres a little too hard. Like following Hunsley.